All right, I think we're live. What's everybody? I'm back. I'm back. And man, oh man, oh man. Apparently another incident at Scottsdale Airport. Learjet plane crashing into another one. I guess he went off the runway. And they're saying that there's one dead, one trapped. They're still actively trying to get somebody out of there, I guess, and 3 hospitalized. So that's wild. And you know what I was thinking, man? I was thinking, I don't know, maybe they need to start drug testing these people. Maybe they need to start piss testing these people before they get the pilots, before they start flying or something. What is going on? And I get like the small planes, as that's kind of common. These are a little bit bigger size private jets, but it's like I mean, I don't know. I don't know if because everybody's just looking now, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's getting out of hand now. It's out of control. So there is an upcoming press conference. They had one a little bit ago. I was waiting because that one was really short. So we're going to listen to the really short one. And then in 20 minutes, supposedly, there's going to be a new press conference. And they're saying there's a person trapped inside. Let's start out with the little press conference that they did. And, I mean, you can't even make this up, man. Ashley said, not a piss test, a hair follicle. You really trying to... It's just too much, man. This is too much.
My name is Kelly Keister. I'm the Aviation Planning and Outreach Coordinator here at the Scottsdale Airport. We appreciate your patience as we are working this live, very active scene right now. Our thoughts and prayers are going out to everybody in the aviation community that this affects. Today, at approximately 14:39, we had a mid-size business jet, upon arrival, collide with another mid-size business jet that was parked on private property. Our runway is currently closed.
And it said mid-size.
This jet, upon arrival, collide with another mid-size business jet that was parked on private property. Our runway is currently closed and will remain closed for the foreseeable future. We'll have more information on that as it is available. For right now, I'm going to turn it over to our PIO of the fire department, Dave Folio, so that he can provide additional information about the emergency response. We do have PD, fire, and the FAA all currently on scene assessing the situation.
First and foremost, on behalf of the City of Scottsdale and the Scottsdale Fire Department, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved in this incident. My name is Captain Dave Folio. I'm a public information officer with the City of Scottsdale Fire Department. What I can tell you is we're at 14960 North 78th Way, Scottsdale Airpark. At 14:39, we received an Alert 3 at our aircraft station that's located here on the airport. At 14:40, Foam 609 arrived on scene and basically gave the same report that you just heard, had the small jet into another jet off the runway. We have we requested additional alarms. When the Alert 3 went out, that basically gives us a first alarm assignment to the scene. We requested additional hazmat units just to do metering in the surrounding buildings attached or to the area of that location. They went in and got an all clear of the structures and metered the structures with 0 readings. I can tell you that we have 5 souls, 1 DOA, 2...
Damn, so 5 souls, okay. 1 DOA.
Clear of the structures and metered the structures with 0 readings. I can tell you that we have 5 souls, 1 DOA.
Dead on arrival, 1 dead on arrival.
2 immediates that have been transported to local trauma centers, 1 delayed stable to a local hospital, and this is a still active scene. We're still working on extricating 1 soul out of one of the airplanes.
So they're still working on extricating 1 soul. So that's the thing that I've been hearing, that 1 person is stuck inside. I don't know if they're alive or dead. And like somebody mentioned in the chat too, like, yeah, this is private jets, mid-size. You're probably paying who knows how much money, top line, paying a lot of money for professional experts, experienced people to get you there. safely. So I don't know what's going on, dude. This is getting.
I'm not going to answer any questions while this is an active scene that's going to be under investigation. We're going to look forward to giving you an update on once the scene is not active, and probably around 6 o'clock. So we'll give you more details then. But that's all we have right now, and we're not going to answer any questions. So once again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved in this on behalf of the city of Scottsdale, the fire department, the police department, Glendale, and everybody else that's out here working this. We've got our automatic aid partners out here currently working this scene, and we're doing everything we can to extricate and save the one soul that's still on board. So thank you.
Okay, so they have an upcoming press conference. It should be in 15 minutes. They're saying that this incident, one person dead and two jets collided on the runway in Scottsdale Airport in Arizona Monday afternoon. The accident happened just before 3 p.m. So their mountain time, so 2 hours behind Eastern. This happened just before 3 p.m. when Learjet 35A veered off the runway after landing. The FAA said in a statement, it collided with a Gulfstream 200 parked at a nearby ramp. That thing was just parked. How you hit a parked car? Damn. We don't know how many people were on board. The FAA is pausing flights. At least 2 people have been taken to the hospital while one treated at the scene. Oh my. The crash comes as a spate of airport accidents and air incidents in recent weeks. Some terrifyingly fatal have left travelers across the country on edge. How do you even fly anymore, man? You gotta take some type of medication to fly now. PGA event this weekend in Arizona. They go in threes. Margaret, it's been like 7 or 10. I don't know what it is. 7s and 10s. What's going on? They need to drug test the pilots now. I'm going to say that they should piss test them right before they get on the plane. Piss test them, and they got to wait for the results. Something. I don't know. Something's going on. Something's got to give now. Piss test them and a sobriety test right before they get on to fly. They got to do the walking thing with one leg up in the air, hopping, do the ABCs backwards. Damn, man. So, yes, we're waiting for the press conference. It's coming up. One person was killed, several others injured, somebody stuck, and then they said after $1 million private jet. I mean, the best of the best. You have all the money in the world, I guess. I don't know who was on that plane. That'll be interesting to see who was on that plane. $1 million private jet. The Scottsdale Fire Department said at least one person died on scene. 4 people were hurt when the aircrafts collided. 2:45 Mountain Time. We just heard that 5 souls, 1 dead on arrival, 2 immediate have been transported to local trauma centers, 1 delayed stable to a local hospital, and 1 still active on scene. Apparently somebody's stuck in the airplane. I don't know if they're alive or dead. The crash occurred when the arriving mid-size business jet hit another mid-size business jet that was parked on private property. An accident has occurred upon arrival on runway 21. Fire department is on scene assessing the situation. The FAA confirmed private 2 jets collided and they have temporarily paused the flights. Officials have not confirmed any injuries. The Learjet 35A. You have to take a look at that. Learjet 35A. Learjet 35A. Damn. They say the price of that plane can range from $575,000 to $4.8 million. Ooh. Pre-owned around $650,000. A new one can cost you $4.8 million. A Learjet 35A for sale on globalair.com can cost around $1 million. Okay. Okay, so let's see what else they said here. We do not know how many people were on board. Oh, they just talked about that. I just read that. 4.8 million. And a Gulfstream G200 business jet can range from 2.8 to 7.1 million. Ooh, who's going to pay the bill on that one? Somebody's going to have to pay for the other jet that was just chilling there. The Gulfstream G200. Who was on the flight? Who got killed? Was it somebody rich? Somebody famous? Or just somebody that's wealthy? Deb Bally said in the chat, says Scottsdale area very wealthy. Wow. The Gulfstream 200 is a twin-engine super mid-sized business jet. Spacious cabin, 8 to 11 passengers, 560 miles per hour cruise speed, range 3,915 miles. Damn, somebody's going to have to pay a hefty price for hitting that plane, on top of killing somebody. Images shared on social media show 2 mangled aircrafts on the runway as first responders swarm the scene. The crash comes after Bering air flight carrying 10 people vanished while flying over Alaska. The tiny Bering took off on Unalakleet, a small community in western Alaska. The aircraft was discovered crash landed 34 miles southeast of its intended destination. All 10 victims on board were deceased. The small plane plummeted into the ice of Alaska's Bering Sea. Have been identified. Okay. We've covered that story, but... And then there was the Philly plane crash, and of course the DC plane crash. Oh my gosh. What has happened to air traffic control in the past few years? The story mentions in a footnote at the end that 1 person has died and 3 are injured. This is important information and should be in the title so that people don't think this crash is caucus and just an inconvenience to rich people. Those rich people. It's not a major airport. So any good thoughts? I live in North Scottsdale near the airport. There are so many private jets taking off and landing. It's very busy. You never hear anything about this airport. My condolences. Yeah. Okay. There's another video.
Active scene as you're seeing this live picture right now. We know that this happened roughly around 2:45 this afternoon. That's what the FAA has been able to tell us. And as we've been here, we've seen at least a dozen fire trucks, at least 3 ambulances come in onto the tarmac here. And we've also watched as crews have been working to try to get someone or something out of the plane. Now, officials confirming to us that 1 person has died. Now, the FAA says that a Learjet 35A veered into the Gulfstream business jet. That jet can hold up to 8 people, the Learjet, and then the Gulfstream typically around 10 people. And we're still working, though, to find out exactly how many people were involved in this crash. But we do have some sound. Still a very active scene as...
Okay. Another plane, Scottsdale, is Learjet 35A, has collided with the Gulfstream business jet. I made a really quick video of its flight. I guess, it came from LA. From LA to Scottsdale, Arizona. I wonder who's the person that died. Was it the pilot or somebody else, like a passenger? The L-35.
So a very...
Let's take a look at this.
This is a pretty rare situation.
It is rare. Yeah, I've seen
it's always
3
rare.
crashes here and significant crashes here in since '83, since I've been in the airport. So this was
I'm tired
definitely
of this, man.
significant.
Can't do this anymore.
Put 100 knots in perspective for us.
120 mile an hour.
Oh, is that how hard it hit?
Put 100 knots in perspective.
And significant crashes here in since '83, since I've been in the airport. So this was definitely significant.
Put 100 knots in perspective for us.
120 mile an hour.
That's how fast they were going down the runway?
Yeah, well, on landing. That's about a normal approach speed for that airplane, so I'm not sure what happened, if they had a gear failure before they touched down or what happened when they touched down.
Maybe gear failure? Oh,
definitely the left side was leaning down, and he sort of dragged the tip tank, like I said, which is the fuel tank on the left side of the airplane.
Yeah, before they put that truck in front, how would you describe the impact?
The impact was the Lear 35 left nose was pretty well collapsed. The cockpit area was collapsed back to the main door into the side of the G200 behind that aircraft's wing. So it's significant.
We don't know how many people are on board or anything.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
said they took at least one or two pilots out, and there's also apparently a crew member on the stationary airplane on the ramp they took out also.
So scary stuff. You're talking about how fast they're going and everything.
Well, at least it wouldn't have fire. It would have been even more tragic. So they were lucky from that standpoint.
And it looks like the fire department's right there. So I mean, they're on the other side of the
tower. Yeah,
so they were here instantly.
It was quick. There was a lot of cars rolling within 2 minutes. So.
And did you see the actual collision, or just your vantage point? You just saw the light?
I saw him going by from our office until he went off the runway about right here, and the gears shut off, and then I couldn't see anything past that. So.
And you knew something was wrong immediately?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it was obvious that was going to be a bad ending. So.
Gordon's your first name. What's your last name?
Johnson.
All right, you're just listening in there to some of these quick remarks from an eyewitness, I believe, on the ground there at this scene in Scottsdale, Arizona. So we're following it very closely. I do want to continue on, though, as we do have our Fox 10 reporter Steve Nielsen on the ground for this, as he's following this breaking event. Another scary one on the runway, as it appears a plane was approaching to land at this runway. They're talking about 100 knots, so that is a great rate of speed. Let's take you out to some of their live coverage here from Phoenix, Arizona.
Landing gear a good distance away from the where the impact took place between these two planes. That landing gear's back on the runway. Since we've been here, I can tell you this, there is sort of a smell, a little bit of fuel in the air. Don't know if that's from the fire trucks or from any leaking from the plane or anything, but it is definitely a thick smell in the air over here. There are ambulances on the standby. We've seen those lining up around the airport. To sort of orient yourself where this is happening at the airport right now is there is the air traffic control tower right next to where we're standing. This is on the south east side of the...
Look at that. Wow. Oof. Let me take a screenshot of that. That's crazy. Yeah, hit hard. Going really fast. I'm wondering, how is it the person passed away? It looks like this aircraft got under the other one. Oh, I guess like the front part of it looks pretty messed up, jacked up. And then they're saying somebody's still stuck inside.
Next to where we're standing. This is on the south east side of the runway where we are here in Scottsdale. Obviously a very large response, a very quick response that came here from the Scottsdale Fire Department, or excuse me, Phoenix Fire Department, Scottsdale Fire Department. I'm looking around at all the different fire trucks we have here. Very quick, because the fire department is based out of the Scottsdale airport here. So they were here within seconds responding to this.
Wow. Okay, let me see. It's almost 8 o'clock. They said around 8 or 6 their time. They're going to do a press conference, hopefully with some more information. You sent me a link on Discord. Hopefully with some more information, because this is just been getting out of hand. Crazy. Prophecy confirmation. I guess somebody predicted it.
The enforcement. So God's word is coming to pass over the nation Cameroon. God's word is coming to pass in America.
I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm not going to do that to you guys. jet owned by TN Company involved in fatal Arizona crash. Details below. Let's see this. I haven't heard about this yet. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Oh, Lord. Jet owned by Tennessee Company involved in fatal Arizona plane crash. According to online records, the Learjet 35A is owned by Chromed in Hollywood, which is a company based in Franklin. A jet out of Austin, owned by a company in Franklin, was in a fatal crash with another plane in Scottsdale, Arizona. Let's see, is there a video? We'll be right back. Damn, man, like this, there's more video here. Scottsdale closed. Let me see if I can check for this press conference. 1 minute. I don't know if it's actually going to start at 8, but they're blaming it on Trump. Scottsdale collision follows 3 major U.S. aviation disasters in the past 2 weeks. Lord almighty. Oh, they were 30 minutes late to the first press conference. I know, I don't know. We need to hire more ATC. Or more, I don't know. What we gotta do? Scottsdale. Let's see what they had to say over here while we wait. See if I can find a live feed.
One person is dead after a private jet lost a landing gear today on the runway and then careened into a business jet closing Scottsdale Airport.
Fox 10's Steve Nielsen is on the scene tonight with the latest details. Steve, at the news conference that happened about 30 minutes ago, they said someone was still inside. They were trying to get out, right?
Yes, and using Scottsdale Fire's terminology here, they just described that person as a soul aboard. Scottsdale Fire didn't answer any questions. They just tried to get as much information out as possible in about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then they had to go back to the scene, continue to work it right now. They still categorize this, obviously, as an active scene. As we take a look, you'll see why. The thing that has just changed here in the last 5 minutes, before we were seeing these live pictures, the 2 tails of the planes were pretty much right next to each other after they collided. They were able to just tow or drive or pull one of those planes, the one on the left, away. So now we're just seeing that one plane there. The reason they're doing all of this is because they're still trying to get that soul off board one of the planes. They said that person was still stuck inside. The terminology, they're trying to save that person there. That was what we heard from Scottsdale Fire. What they have told us so far here from the FAA about the mechanics of how this crash took place is that as one of these planes was landing, they veered off.
Look at that. Look at that. Yo, look at the landing gear. It's completely separate from the plane. Wow.
Of the runway and collided with another plane. Let's listen in to Scottsdale Fire again just a short time ago in their news conference, their brief update with us, what they were able to tell us about how they're trying to handle this recovery as it's happening.
I can tell you that we have 5 souls, 1 DOA, 2 immediates that have been transported to local trauma centers. one delayed stable to a local hospital. And this is a still active scene. We're still working on extricating one soul out of one of the airplanes.
That was Captain Dave Folio with Scottsdale Fire. He went on to describe that soul still aboard one of the planes as they were trying to still save that person. That was what was said later on in the news conference. To describe some of the other terminology that was used there, DOA, that means dead on arrival. One person has lost their life here. Two of them immediately taken to the hospital. That means they have very serious injuries. One of them delayed, still injured. Typically in a situation like that, it wouldn't be a life-threatening injury. Just to describe what's going on, I will tell you this.
I was thinking about too, like how Trump's plane, the presidential plane, like the setup, you know, like the safety and like, you know, have they ever had any issues in the air? How many pilots do they have on that plane? You know that there's like a surgery table too. I was looking at that. There's like a surgery table. We're going to get back to this clip, but let me show you. Is it still here? Oh no. I had this really cool video. Let me show you real quick. This was, I was just kind of taken back when I saw this. Let me show you this. Look at this crap, bro. This was 3 months ago. They posted this. Watch this real quick. I'm like, is this real? Is this the type of video game? Anime? At 13 million views. It's a video game? I thought this was real. Okay, so hold on. So people in the chat are telling me it's fake. Damn. Oh, I thought that shit was dope. All right. I look like a fool. People keep telling me Vince Neil. It was Vince Neil's plane. Look it up. Okay, hold on. Let's look into that. We're still waiting on the presser. So, hold on. Vince Neil. Who's that? First of all, who I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you. Vince Neil, American musician. Okay. Oh, shoot. I don't know. There's one article. I never heard of this. Hold on. Vince Neil's plane. Uh-oh. There is one article, themusicuniverse.com. I don't know what site that is. Vince Neil's plane. This was an article from today. Vince Neil's plane involved in fatal airport accident. It's unclear who was on board at the time, but they're saying this is Vince Neil's private plane, according to this article, has been involved in a fatal accident at the Scottsdale Municipal Airport. The Motley Crue. Oh, damn, now I look really bad. You don't know who? Did you know that was Motley Crue? The Motley Crue frontman's Learjet 35 veered off the runway after landing and crashing in the Gulfstream 200 business jet. Oh. Damn, that's his? They're saying that's his plane? Damn. Okay, let's keep listening to this. Let me see.
The smell of fuel in the air here. We're not that close to where this scene is. I mean, we've got a little bit of pavement between us, and we can absolutely still smell that. Something else you can see here away from these planes is landing gear on the runway.
Yeah.
We talked with one witness, a man who actually says he owned the plane that crashed a number of years ago. He's in airplane sales, and he sold that plane back in 2005. He witnessed the crash happen.
Oh, they're live.
He said that there was an issue with the landing gear during the landing, that the landing gear collapsed. Let's listen to him describe what took place.
Saw the Lear 35 coming down with the left main gear collapsed, the nose gear partially collapsed, and watched it slide up the runway from center of the runway to the left. And we knew, based on the speed, that it's heading towards a building or something over here. So we left the office and came over to see what happened, and back to the Gulfstream 200.
Okay. Holy moly. That'd be interesting if that's. It seems like it's a very possible that could be this person's jet. What people are saying. Somebody else said here on Twitter X. Motley Crue singer Vince Neil photographed with his plane. Oh, his plane does look like that. Yo, it's okay. So you see the markings in this news clip that's on the left on the big screen? Check this out. Somebody pointed out his picture. And look, it's like the same design. Is it? Well, that's on the tail. I don't see it on the tail of this plane. Maybe it's on the other side. Oh, they're about to start. I'll make it bigger once they start. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay,
my name is Gary Mascaro. I'm the aviation director here at the Scottsdale Airport.
I'll fix the volume.
I wanted to just let you know about our incident. I'm going to hand it off to two professionals to provide you some more details. On behalf of the city of Scottsdale, the Scottsdale Airport, our thoughts and prayers for the individuals on the aircraft. It's certainly a tragedy that occurred. The fire department, the police department, airport operations did a fantastic job responding to the incident immediately, foaming down the aircraft to prevent additional fire, to protect the property and the lives of the interested parties, as well as folks around the facility that occurred. I'm going to introduce you to Kelly Keister. She's our public information officer. That's going to provide some more specific detail by airport operations. And then we'll hand it off to Dave Folio. He is the PIO for the Scottsdale Fire Department to provide you additional information as well. Thank you.
I was just sent video to the plane crash, so we're going to take a look at that after too.
Thank you everyone for your
they actually have
patience
video
and for
of the,
being here with
right
us
before
this
the plane
evening.
hits.
As a lot of you may already know, but I just want to confirm the details of what happened today. At 14:39, a Learjet aircraft on its arrival from Austin veered off the runway and collided with another jet, a Gulfstream 200 aircraft that was parked. It appears that the left main gear failed upon landing, resulting in the accident. The National Transportation Safety Board is on scene. They will be taking over the investigation at this point. The runway remains closed at this time. Any additional information we have about when our reopening will be shared as soon as possible. And now I'd like to turn over to Dave Folio. Thank you.
I'm Captain Dave Folio with the City of Scottsdale Fire Department, Public Information Officer. We're currently at Scottsdale Air Park. That's 14960 North 78th Way. At 14:39 today, we received Alert 3 at our Scottsdale Station 609. That's our fire station here on the airport. And Foam 609 responded. In 14:40, 1 minute later, Foam 609 arrived on scene. And as stated, a small jet into another larger jet. We upon Alert 3, that's basically a first alarm assignment for us. So we have Glendale Fire, Phoenix Fire, and Scottsdale Fire that all responded to this scene to assist us. We had 5 patients we treated. 1 was a fatality. We had 2 immediates that were transported to local trauma centers. We had 1 delayed patient and then 1 patient that refused treatment. We brought in additional hazmat units to clear the buildings, surrounding buildings, and get an all clear in those structures. And they also metered those structures and got 0 readings in those structures. I won't be answering any additional questions, and our thoughts and prayers from the City of Scottsdale, the Scottsdale Fire Department, and then the Scottsdale Police Department go out to everybody involved in this. Thank you.
At last check, you guys said someone was still needing to be extricated. Was that the refusal?
No, that wasn't the refusal. That was an immediate transported to a local trauma center in critical condition.
So no one is left on either of the planes?
We have 1 fatality still in one of the planes.
Oh, fatality still in the
They
plane.
were dead on arrival.
Oh, that's still.
Thank you.
So they got the trapped person out.
We're not going to go into specifics. We're going to turn this over to the National Transportation Safety Board of what patients were in what planes. All right. Thank you, guys.
Can you clarify the status?
Next update?
I'll clarify the status. So I'll read it one more time just so you guys are good. 1 fatality, 2 immediates, which are critical condition. We transport them to local trauma centers. 1 delayed, and then 1 non-transport refusal. They were evaluated and refused transportation to a hospital. So a total of 5 patients. Thank you, guys. Delayed's non-life-threatening injuries, but still need to go to a hospital to be evaluated.
Are you able to just say, were they all on the plane or was anyone injured on the ground?
We are not going to comment on that. All right, thank you, guys.
Kelly, can you specify to the landing gear? You said the left landing gear. Was that something that happened before the plane landed, or it was once it?
I don't have any information that can confirm that right now. The National Transportation Safety Board, though, they'll have additional information once they conclude their investigation that will go into those specifics. As far as a future update, we will have a press release that will go out soon from the Scottsdale Airport at some point tonight. We'll be keeping everybody updated about when our operations reopen, but any further information regarding the crash or the incident itself is going to be coming from the National Transportation Safety Board.
Will the fire department be making identifications of the fatal identification, or will that be NTSB?
I'm not going to comment on that. It'll be through the National Transportation Safety Board.
Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So again, not much information on the press conference. There's rumblings. People are saying that this is Vince Neil's plane. And this plane that you see here with this design, it does match this picture that you see here that this person Alternative Nation posted. You see with the little design stuff? I'm thinking this design that we see on there, maybe, I don't know if it's the other side of the plane, because I don't see that part there, unless that was upgraded and added or something. But it does kind of have that same color design. I don't know. And I'm curious who was on the plane, who was hurt, who was injured. And it seems like they had some type of landing gear problem. If you saw earlier in one of the clips we showed, let's watch the plane crash. And one of the clips earlier, the landing gear was completely separated from the plane, sitting on the side of the tarmac. All right, let's check this out. So this is going around. See, this is the plane that coming in really fast. Oh. Wow. 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 I mean, jeez. It hit so hard that this plane, it put the other business mid-sized plane looks bigger than the plane that hit it. And this thing hit so hard, it pushed it forward. Look at the whole thing moving together. Wow. I think it said over 100 knots. Now, the thing is, what I was thinking, because you remember that plane crash we covered where the plane went straight into like a wall or something. It was came in too hot. And it landed on its belly. The other plane landed on its belly, the other situation. This hitting into that might have saved, it could have been worse. Had they run into a wall or building, we might have been talking about 5 fatalities. I think they said it was 5 people on the plane. That's crazy. Yeah, somebody's, thank God no fire. Yeah, the whole thing could have burned up too. So I don't know. There's this tweet and then there's this article claiming that it's Vince Neil's plane involved in the accident that was posted today. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Hold on. Oh, there we go. This is National News Outlet. Oh, there we go. So I guess, okay. Okay. Hold on. We got more confirmation. Yeah, plane owned by Motley crew. Wow. Here, give me 1 second. Sending it to myself. Okay. Motley crew. Hello? Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. Okay. So let me just open this article because I want to, more confirmation. I saw the tweet. I saw the article I found, and I got sent an article that I didn't have. And this article is from News Channel 5. And let me just show you guys. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. And so this is something that seems like it was probably out of the pilot's control, I guess, if the landing gear has some type of problem. What's going on with maintenance? Plane owned by Motley Crue member out of Tennessee involved in deadly crash. And the other article, that we read said that the plane was out of Tennessee. A plane owned out of Williamson County by a Motley Crue band member has been involved in a deadly crash in Scottsdale, Arizona, killing at least one person on board. Officials reported to our Scripps station in Arizona. One person died. One individual was trapped in the plane. I guess it looks like they got that person out for an extended period of time. 3 other people on board were taken to hospitals. The extent of those injuries are unknown. There are a total of 4 hospitalizations. I think they said 2 of them were kind of like pretty serious or something. The other person wasn't that serious. The owner of the plane is registered to Chromed in Hollywood, based out of Franklin, according to FlightAware. The flight plan for the plane was not a public record per ADSB Exchange. The flight originated from Austin, Texas. Oh, I thought it was LA this afternoon. Chromed in Hollywood is known to be owned by Vince Neil of Motley Crue, according to incorporation papers from the Wyoming Secretary of State. Scottsdale Mayor Lisa Borowski, or Sky, provided the following statement of the incident. Okay. So what happened? I guess the landing gear popped off on the side of the road. Crazy.
And back live to the scene here out in Scottsdale. I will tell you this, when we first arrived, we arrived shortly after this crash. We were nearby. We saw Scottsdale firefighters running with jaws of life towards the plane, and then later on coming back with those jaws of life from the plane. Quite a large response here. Immediately called out as a first alarm response. We have Phoenix Fire here, Scottsdale Fire here, Glendale Fire here. That's just what we can see from our vantage point here at the Scottsdale Airport. Obviously, a lot of questions still remain about this scene. All we have heard so far from Scottsdale Fire authorities was, again, about that minute and a half long press conference just a short time ago. They said they hope to update us with more information within the next hour. If we get anything new, of course, we'll provide it to you.
Steve, one of the positive outcomes of this, if there is one, there was no fire, which is a miracle.
You're absolutely right. And I think that that's often one of the concerns you see when fire crews are responding here is they want to make sure they're not doing anything that could potentially spark a fire. I can smell that there is fuel out there right now. Our cameras captured what appeared to be a little bit of fuel out there too. As far as how much was leaking or anything like that, I'll leave that to authorities to sort of parse all of that verbiage out and that language out. But enough fuel out there to certainly be a concern. And you can't have something like that then spark a fire. I'll tell you this too, I was talking to some of the employees in these buildings here. They were evacuated when this took place as well. So there was concerns about that.
Steve, are you getting the feeling that the person still trapped in that wreckage is alive?
I don't want to speculate on that. What I can say is that they just pulled that plane away about 5 minutes ago. They have been working at this scene. The verbiage we heard from Dave Folio, the Scottsdale fire captain there, was that they were trying to save that person. So at this point...
And I was tagged. Let me see. Oh, there's another vantage point. There's some more video of the plane crash. Thank you, Pittsburgh Conservative, for tagging me in that. Appreciate that. Let me show you guys this. Let me see if I can make this full screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so watch from your left, right here. This is the plane. Oh, it's over here. Coming across the runway. Ooh, you heard that sound? Oh, look how it's sliding. And then it hits the plane. Oh. Wow. Gotta check that out again. So from all the way over here, I wonder if they came in too fast. Sounds like something happened there. Oh, yeah. So it sounds like at some point that landing gear came off, I guess, and then the plane drops. Look at that. Oof. What the? Holy moly. And in this previous video, some of you might have missed it, but let me just show you real quick. This was the landing gear. I think that's the piece that came off, and then the plane just flopped right onto the ground. But that plane looked like it came in really, really fast too, though. I don't know. Nah, somebody said no, Vince Neil not dead. We don't even know if he was even on the flight. I don't know if he was on the flight. They say he owns the jet supposedly, but don't know who was on there and when deceased. Oh, the press conference is over now. Yeah, I already played the press conference. They said the next thing they're going to do is a press release. So usually a press release is like some type of statement, not really like a video, whatever, you know. And I guess the NTSB will investigate this, I guess. NTSB said they have 400 people, I thought, employees. I'm like, how many places can it be at one time, and how many investigations can it do all at the same time? They're investigating train situations too, the Pennsylvania train that went on fire, and all these other incidents we've covered that's happened. And now maybe they'll investigate this too. That's their job, I guess. So they'll be working on this. No, Tom, don't say that. Vince did his own maintenance? No. That video is crazy as hell. Where's that video at? Let me pull it up one more time. Oh, here it is. Jeez. He was on the wrong runway, says Brooklyn. Good girl says, yeah, and Trump fired everyone, so the investigations are short-staffed. Did he? I don't know about the NTSB. I thought they've been thanking him for support. I'd have to look into that. Is it the nose gear that collapsed? Yeah, man. Crazy. All right, guys. Clickbait, Lenny. Not clickbait. What are you talking about? Let's see if there's anything else before I call it. Any bits and pieces. Let's see. Light of the path.
We're working to learn more information, of course, about who were on these planes, where were they coming from. Specifically, we're learning more about that Learway 35. It looks like it started today in Fort Lauderdale. It stopped in Austin, Texas, and then was coming and landing in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Let me pause real quick.
Yep.
The Lear 35, Chris, was which one? Was that the one that was sitting there? Or was that the one that skidded up?
That looked like that was the one that was landing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was the one that was landing, and apparently from...
Yo, my shrimp, I have so many shrimp in there. It's wild.
from Austin, Texas. Again, we use essentially the tail number that's on these planes. It's public information to look up these flights. We know that that plane is registered to a company called Chromed in Hollywood, Inc. It's a company that is based out of Franklin, Tennessee. Again, we do not know who was on board that plane, but we know that it is a registered plane out of Franklin, Tennessee.
And what does that, do you know what that company does?
We're working to learn more information about it. And again, just knowing the owner, the company that owns the plane doesn't necessarily mean the person who owns that company was on board that plane, but at least it gives us a little bit of information about who this plane belongs to and where it was coming from earlier today.
Do we know who it belongs to?
We're still working on that. But again, the company is called Chromed in Hollywood, Inc. And it looks like it started its day in Fort Lauderdale, then made its way to Austin, Texas, and then was coming here to Scottsdale.
For a refueling, is that what you would think would happen?
Oh, the membership chaps. Let me get to them too before thank you for reminding me. DD, thank you for the 5 months. Says what now? I know, I'm just sick of it. Booler, thank you for the 9 months. I gotta check on how you're doing over there, where you're at with all the stuff that happened to you guys. I see you looking, Andrews. Thank you for the 39 months, as you're the first one I come to for breaking news. Thanks. So thank you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 39 months. Holy moly. 3 Sides to Crime. Thank you for the membership. Turtle Gang. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate that. Turtle Gang. SW4x4, thank you for the 23 months. You're about to have the 2-year marker. Oh, snap. Very private airport, only 30 minutes away from me. Ooh, hit the like button. Thank you. Turtle Gang, thank you for the membership. Lulu, thank you for the 6 months. Crystal, thank you for the 21 months. You're almost about to be at 2 years. Okay, the F-35 is a real plane. I saw one at Sun Fun Air Show, and I sent a piece of a video on Discord, my video. Also, prayers to these families. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Coffee Chat and Chicago Cat, thank you so much for the membership. And hold on, almost forgot. I forget. Thank you for the membership. And Mindy, thank you for the 13 months. Amazing. Love your coverage, my own channel. Thank you. So yeah, we need to find out who's the deceased person. Condolences, all these weird, tragic situations happening, man. In 2025 has started out so crazy. And we covered that bus earlier today that had 70-something people inside and 50 died after it ran off of a bridge. It was in Guatemala. It's just, man. So I had no idea who was on that plane. No idea if Vince was on the plane. It is owned, they say, by Vince, but they haven't identified anybody. Yeah, you wild. You wild. Front gear snapped off, Betty says. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off then. I think that's all the updates.
Is it in Austin, or can they make it all the way?
Leader 35, I'm not sure of the range of that aircraft, but that sounds pretty plausible. And it's also important to point out that even though the registered owner is attached to that tail number, they may charter it out and lease it out to other groups or other companies. So
they'll pay for it.
So yeah, certainly. So there's under the Federal Aviation Regulations Part 135, which is on-demand charter, which a lot.
Somebody said they're saying here Vince Neil's lead singer in Motley Crue, his plane hit Vince Vaughn's parked plane. What? Is that what they're saying? Vince Vaughn too? Damn, man. Oh, snap. Wow.
A lot of companies do to help defray the cost of owning a jet like this.
And this is that.
And that's the plane there that you're looking at. Again, using that tail number there that's on the side of that plane, you can see kind of some flames on the back side of it as well. And we are still working to learn more about, of course, the second plane that it appears was parked and may have been hit by this plane. We're told that was, again, a business jet. We don't really have a lot of information yet about who technically was the owner, if it was a company, that charters out planes. Obviously, this past weekend was a very, very busy weekend at this airport.
Right,
so many people with the Phoenix Open.
Right.
A lot of, high rollers are chartering planes and are flying in and out of town. And today would be a day that likely a lot of folks folks that may have been at the tournament would have been.
Yeah,
flying
Scottsdale
out.
Airport is notoriously known for having the most private jets, landed there, sitting there in the whole country because of the WNBA
Exactly.
Open. Yeah.
And Super Bowls and things like that. So this is a different angle than we've seen before. So I'm looking at the front end of this jet, and is that red cloth? Do you believe that's the covering for maybe the person?
Oh, you see? Look at the jet. Yeah. The picture matches everything
Deceased in
too.
there, or is that red cloth part of the plane itself?
No, that wouldn't be part of the aircraft. It's probably something that was put there by the first responders showing up on scene.
Oh.
So your chances are the person who lost their lives in this crash could still be on that plane.
Yeah, that's what they said at the press conference.
It's very possible,
right?
And they're talking about an extrication that hasn't taken place yet. We don't know if that is the fatality or not, or if that person has already been removed.
Right, because we have, you can see it on our screen there, we have 1 dead, 3 hospitalized, but we do know there was a total of 5, so we're still waiting on the condition of that 5th person there.
All right, let's get out to Gabriela Becerra, who's been at the scene since shortly after this crash happened. What are you seeing, Gabby, and do you have any new information for us?
Us that they were working to extricate that 5th person. It's unknown which plane they were on or what condition they were in, how they were injured, but as you can see now, still dozens of emergency crews still on scene, countless fire trucks and police officers are out there working to make sure everyone is accounted for, everyone gets off the plane. We know several people, 3 people were taken to the hospital already with a range of injuries. 1 person died instantly out here, but again, right now the focus from these emergency crews is making sure that they're able to extricate that last person from the plane and make sure that they are treated and taken to the hospital if needed. We're expecting to get more updates from officials on what exactly happened. We know the FAA is out here, unknown if the NTSB is out here quite yet to investigate what happened. But when we did hear from fire officials earlier and airport officials, they seem very shaken by what has happened here today. They're still working to make sure they get all the information on those injuries, and we'll of course share those with you when we get them. We're expecting another update in about the next 30 minutes or so. They say as soon as they have that information, they'll share it with us. Back to you guys.
Do you know about airport operations as they stand?
Well, as of right now, we're told that the airport is shut down, especially this runway, but we do see other planes out here. I see 1 plane that appears to be like they're deboarding, it looks like, just to the right of us. My photographer, Nick, is going to give you guys a look. So they're still... it's very active out here. I saw planes moving around, but again, we haven't seen anyone taking off or landing in the last several hours since we've been here.
That's it.
Hey, let me ask you this. You reported about the extrication, I guess about 4:30 or so. And since you've been out there, have you seen any ambulances leave? Because as we're looking at that 1 plane, it didn't look like there was, at least from our angle, anybody still working that. Or do you believe that other victim maybe is out already? Or still
it's
in the
hard
plane?
for me to say for sure if that person was extricated. Still just a massive police presence. We haven't necessarily seen anyone coming or going. I wouldn't want to say if they were transported yet or not, especially since we are quite a distance away here, just across the way from that area. So we're hoping to get an update on if that person was safely extricated or not in the next half hour or so.
All right, Gabby, thank you very much for that live update.
All right. I guess that's it. I guess maybe we'll find out more tomorrow, but that's all we're getting. So really unfortunate and sad. Somebody died, and it looks like maybe there was somebody towards the front of the plane. I don't know, I don't know if it would be one of the pilots or co-pilot in the plane, or was it a passenger? Because they smashed right into that other plane. Crazy. Somebody said they were maybe on the wrong runway. I don't know. But all right, guys, I'm going to get off for now. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. If you want to sub to the 2nd channel, you can. Sub to the 2nd channel. Or if you want to check out Data Seal and protect your information, there should be some stuff coming up with them. I got to talk with the owner. But yeah, be safe. Be careful. It's crazy. Crazy times, man. Make aviation great again. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Take care, guys. Peace. Bye. Bloop, bloop, bloop.